Hey everybody, Sean here, and welcome to Revealing Truth. And special thanks to Andre Juan for sharing this. If you haven't heard, Greg Locke came out with some statements about Joel Osteen and Kenneth Copeland doing some very unscrupulous things, and even claimed that he had pictures. And if he's telling the truth, he should be going to the authorities with this information. But then he challenged Mike Winger to talk about this publicly. Mike accepted his challenge, but Greg backed out. This is the full video Mike did in response, but we'll just look at a short clip at the end that sums things up with all Greg's shenanigans.
22 years ago, I wrote a book sharply critical of Benny Hinn. That's not what I'm talking about here. A few years ago, I sat with him face to face, apologized, and discovered a man far different from the caricature I had helped perpetuate. I believe that Benny Hinn is as I've described him based upon all the evidence I've shared. That same spirit of humility, imagine talking about your own spirit of humility. That same spirit of humility and pursuit of truth has guided my private efforts over these past 4 years. He's describing himself. I have a spirit of humility and I'm in a pursuit of truth. After prayerful counsel with my spiritual advisors, I've decided it is not wise to sit down with Mike Winger, despite my earlier public challenge on X to do so. Their unanimous recommendation is rooted in the fruitlessness of further engagement on a matter that has already been thoroughly examined, no it has not, repented of, no it has not, and largely resolved in private, no it has not. My commitment remains the same today as it has been for decades. Preach the gospel, protect the flock, really, and walk in integrity. You're just, at the end of this, he's just saying, I'm humble, I pursue truth, I'm a preacher of the gospel, I protect the flock, I walk in integrity. And wherever I've been wrong, it's already fixed. He says, where I've been wrong, I've repented. And where I've been misused, I've learned, because he's the victim in that, right? And where reconciliation is possible, I continue to pursue it quietly and sincerely. Grace and truth to all, Pastor Greg Locke. This is the biggest gaslighting thing. It's not true. What's the takeaway and why am I even bothering to make all this stuff? The takeaway is that the accusations against Copeland and Osteen from Greg Locke seem as though they were baseless all along, and that's important that we magnify that because the accusations themselves have been magnified, and they were already, apparently a lot of people knew about them. He says it was all public, and he supposedly publicly repented of it, not in any kind of sufficient fashion. That's important to know. Okay, so that air is cleared. These accusations were based on falsities, and Greg Locke lied through his teeth when he said he had evidence. He lied through his teeth when he said he had a kill switch, and he had all the evidence and pictures on his own hard drive and stuff like that. He says now it was never in his possession, and he never had it in the first place. He did, however, if he's a man of his word, he told his congregation that he would step down as pastor and that he would quit preaching if these things were not true.
I'm telling you, you mark my word right. I'll step down as your pastor if it ain't true. I'm telling you right now. I'll stop preaching if what I'm telling you is not true.
That is the kind of bold-faced lie. This is the kind of guy who's telling a lie, and in order to make it believable, he swears on his mother's soul or something like that, like says something super, super big to try to make it more believable. And now Greg does not want accountability for himself.
So once again, we have Mike Winger putting the final nail in the coffin of this false teacher. Most of us have known this for a long time, and we've got 26 videos exposing his nonsense. Remember, he's one of the lead demon slayers that's promoting the lie of Christians needing demons cast out of them for the rest of their lives. He's a partner with one of the fakest preachers ever, Benny Hinn, and he confirmed that he feels the same way about Benny in Mike's video. And let's not forget, some other phony promoted him and his wife into the office of being apostles, when they're not. They're the false apostles we've been warned of in 2 Corinthians 11. Once again, Mike's video just further proves that Greg Locke isn't a reputable man and shouldn't be followed. Is he going to step down as a pastor? Not likely. So anyone supporting him needs to wake up and realize that he's all talk and no action. And if you haven't seen those videos of Greg here on Revealing Truth, then you can do so now. But we're going to leave it here for today, so leave your comments below, and until next time, take care and God bless.